that issue in a minute. Every time we go anywhere, steering shaft thingy is leaking. Yeah, when we arrive somewhere, we have to empty the bilge. How did it go in the bilge?
It's dry! It's dry! Yeah!
I'm Kate, and this is my husband Mick. Our kids, Thomas and Bentley, and my parents, Kevin and Shawna. We are 3 generations coming together to create the Cruising Meraki Project.
By the sea, silver caps the ocean. We'll be sailing free. I don't know this notion, but I know it to be true. I just can't stop singing. Oh, how baby I love you.
What do you think?
Because we'll be here tonight, we know that crossing's going to be okay. A little rough first off. And then the next day we're going to come out of Laskidi down the south end of Texada and then all the way up. They call this the Malaspina Strait. That's quite another narrow body of water where it kind of acts like a tunnel for the wind and also the current to flow through. So
Looks pretty calm though.
yeah, there's three weather outlooks that I kind of look at. See, that's the difference with another one. It's all things that we can handle and the boat can handle. So the next day will be from there all the way up to in here, and then from there follow the coast all the way up towards Desolation, Cortez.
Woohoo! Should be there by Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Beautiful morning, and by some miracle we're actually leaving within an hour of waking up. I don't know why it takes us so long, but it just does. The dog is a big time consuming thing, taking him to shore. That's okay. Not a bad morning.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Early morning departure means we've made coffee, but I actually haven't drank any coffee, so it's time for coffee. Do you have a coffee?
I do, thank you.
So I was a bit smart yesterday. I made some little quinoa egg muffiny things. I don't know, they're kind of like mini quiches, but instead of crust, there's quinoa on the bottom, and just make them in a little muffin tin. Then just throw in whatever you want. And then I made some muffins for the kids. So I think that helps with us. We've had a really hard time leaving anywhere before 9 a.m. We just sit around drinking coffee and then we have to make breakfast. It just takes forever. I'm gonna prepare a little plate for Nicholas.
I'm waiting at the doorstep, finally home. I've been gone for
Hello. Egg bite, salsa, and avocado.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tommy, do you want a muffin? That's okay with you. You'd like a muffin? Yeah. He's so cute. If that's okay with you. Yeah, man. I'll support you some juice I think you forgot about. Look at you two. So cute. Thanks. Plowing into some big waves.
Yeah.
No big deal for the old Meraki girl. Are we halfway there or a little more?
More.
More than halfway. We've got Vancouver Island off our port side and the Sunshine Coast off our starboard. We got our sails up for a little bit and it just was a bit much for us. We were sailing really close to the wind. It just wasn't very comfortable. Crossing the Strait of Georgia is a big deal on its own. We don't have to then also be trying to sail into the wind, which is tricky to do on its own. So one thing at a time, we're still learning. First time we sailed this boat was like 2 weeks ago. It's fine. We don't have to do everything all at once. We will get there. I know Mick feels like he just wants to sail all the time. Today it's not happening.
Currently the wind's coming north-northwest is where the wind's coming from, and it's a steady 15 to 20 knots. So the waves are also coming in that direction. We are currently pointing northwest as well, but a little more north. We're about 20 degrees off the wind, which really it's a little too close for this boat to sail. If we were to turn more to starboard to get the wind more in our beam, to put the sails up, we're now getting that swell. I wouldn't even call it a swell, I'd call it a chop. It's about a 3, sometimes 4 foot chop every 1 to 2 seconds. So to then have that beam reach that this boat's good for, we've now got that chop slamming us against the beam right on the side of the boat, which is where you don't want it. And right now motoring, we're going exactly where we want. We've got the chop hitting us on the port front quarter, and it's very comfortable in these conditions.
It's like a different day out here now. I had a little nap in the sunshine and woke up to flat calm water. We are just coming up to Shawna Island. We're definitely in the lee of Shawna, so it's just beautiful. And we're tucking into an anchorage in between Shawna and Texada Island. And maybe if you're lucky, if I have internet while I edit this video, then I can put in a little map for you. If I don't, then you just have to imagine we're between 2 islands. We're gonna quickly have some lunch, some leftover smokies from last night before we anchor. What did you think of crossing the Georgia Strait, Bentley?
I don't know.
You don't know? A man of few words. So when you first enter right down here, you've got Shawna on one side and Texada on the other. Now we're up here. That's Bull Island. And then we're gonna come up to Jedediah. And then we're gonna sneak into this little anchorage right there. It's called Hobo Bay.
Boho.
Oh, Hobo. It's called Boho Bay.
Hobo's way better.
And that's Boho Island. Here we are. Boho Bay. Not Hobo Bay, but Boho Bay. So cute. There's a little rock here. I'm thinking we might pull in around the corner if no one's there. We're not gonna bother putting the outboard on the dinghy while we're here because we're only here for the night. Tomorrow night we head to Texada, the other side, the east side of Texada, and then up to Quadra Island. And then we're just basically right on the outskirts of desolation. So after a full morning of cruising and some pretty heavy seas, we got a sink full of dishes, cushions on the floor, because that's a nice spot to lay, and crooked picture frames. And unfortunately, it seems Bentley's porthole must leak because his bed got wet.
Do you want to turn the bilge pump off? It's pumping too much water out.
We'll deal with that issue in a minute. Every time we go anywhere, because our shaft, our drive shaft, steering shaft thingy is leaking. Every time you turn the steering wheel, a tiny bit comes in. Yeah, when we arrive somewhere, we have to empty the bilge. Is it wet at all down the way?
No.
Oh, we did it!
Oh, sure
We
did.
crossed Georgia Strait. How do you feel?
Back sore, a mattress. But I feel good about the Georgia Strait thing. I don't know. So often when we were crossing, I was thinking, I really need to shave. And I was also thinking what we were doing. It's just like we're leaving land. I can see the land we're going to, and I know it's this big strait and people are worried about it. Maybe that was a bit of ignorance, but I don't know. It was great. It was really fun to do.
It was fun. I'm proud of us.
I think I'm going to pull everything out of the port locker out back and just check to see how it looks.
Okay.
Yay! Old friend of mine. Something.
It's great singing.
Something. Hey.
What is that?
Just compartments for screws and...
Old flipper,
A saw? So where are you trying to look more? Where are you trying to look for water?
Yeah, I'm nearly there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dripping from the shaft into the housing.
Exactly what you thought.
Yeah, drip. Drip.
So it probably comes in more when we're turning it?
I think so, yeah, all that movement squishes the water out.
And sorry, I said it was the shaft, but it's the shaft housing?
So the shaft is directly connected to our steering because of the worm gear style we have, where it's just a bunch of cogs, and then the shaft comes straight off that. Then it goes down underwater, right? But the shaft can't be exposed out of water, so what we have is like a bronze tube that is fiberglass into the boat that comes up, and then there's 2 flanges on top for where the shaft goes in, and the water's coming out of there.
How would you fix that drip?
I don't know if it's kind of similar to what people would normally have. We have a dripless shaft seal where it's kind of a compression fit, but most of them are called like it's a stuffing box for where your shaft connects to go to outside, and it actually purposefully drips constantly. And when you see it drip every like 5 to 10 seconds just means that like the water's getting through where it needs to and it's actually cooling the shaft spinning. This doesn't need as much cooling because obviously it's not spinning as fast. So I do believe that it is still supposed to have water up there to cool it a bit, but not that much. Now there is 2 bolts on the flange that I might just be able to tighten, and it might be the sleeve on the bottom is this way and then the one on the top, and it might just cinch it in. It's very scary doing this stuff when you're in the water in case you go to turn the bolt and something cracks, and that's a bad day.
What have you got there?
This is Nigel Calder's Boat Owner's Mechanical and Electrical Manual.
Is it helping?
I haven't found what I needed yet, but I'm just trying to gain an understanding of, yeah, that joint where it's leaking. I know our steering system. There's a diagram of it there, worm steering. That's pretty much what we have. There's the box, the back that I sit on, and the backward steering wheel, and then that's the steering shaft there that goes down to the rudder. So now I'm just looking for that joint of where that steering shaft enters that tube. Been on the Google for everything, but now we're in the boonies and there's no reception.
Google.
Everything in here you should be able to fix yourself and get back to where you need to fix it completely is my
that's cool.
my thinking.
I like that.
Yeah, I found, so that joint, the seal, unless the top of the rudder tube, so that's what they're calling that tube, the rudder tube, where the steering shaft goes into, that bronze part is the
Can you
rudder
hear me
tube.
chewing? I couldn't resist. It looks so good.
Unless the top of the rudder tube is well above the maximum heeled water line, it will need a seal. So ours is below the water line.
Does it have a seal?
The most critical condition for the majority of rudder installations is when powering at hull speed.
Which is when we're having the problem.
Yeah. So have we noticed, does it leak in as much when we're just sailing? Because what they're saying is that when you're under power, just like in a car, the boat will squat and it's putting more, like the props back down here, right near where that rudder shaft is, and it's putting more pressure on there.
I don't think, maybe that's why so much more water came in today. We've never motored this much.
Yeah, and there is 2 screws to try and tighten that, but I'm just really scared for how much I can tighten it, because what if there's a weak joint? I just don't know how old that stuff is, and I'm afraid to break it. because it's under the waterline, and that's a big hole. So the first part that I hope goes well is that it actually turns. I don't know if it's seized. I've been spraying a lot of stuff onto it. Okay, that turned. Now we'll try this one. That's turning as well. So I don't know how far to go. I'm just worried that this might crack. I know it's thick. It could have just been that these two parts have come apart over time and they just need to be cinched back. Okay, I don't want to do any more. So we've tightened that about as much as I feel comfortable with. It's even on both sides.
Was it not even before?
I don't think so. I think that side was a little higher, and I used my measuring tool of this trying to jam it in there. I've done probably a full turn on one side and then a bit more on another.
And there's no dripping now, but we don't know if that's just because it's settled and we're not underway anymore.
Exactly. We'll check it out tomorrow. We'll make sure the bilges are nice and dry, and we'll check it out.
We're going home, man.
It's fine. Ready for a nap. Everyone else has had naps today.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a drink and a nap.
Sounds like a good idea.
And I'm gonna gain access to my other eye.
I've noticed you're really squinting. You want a hat or something? Bentley, I like your style. I liked how you were kayaking with your feet up. Hey, you swimmers, get in there.
My nap consists of thinking about having a nap.
Yeah.
Daddy, you go first. But then you.
I haven't felt the water yet at all. Oh, that is beautiful.
Yay! Is it nice?
Yeah.
Like I need to come in too?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Hello. Another early morning.
Yeah, I'm in the same spot again.
So today we're leaving Shawna Island from Boho Bay.
Yeah.
And we're going to
Texada. North end of Texada. It's about a 6-hour cruise. Wind's coming from the northwest again, but we should be sheltered by Texada as we go up the east coast.
What a sight to wake up to. Come up and turn around. Just little guys today. Check that out. Right in the view, hey? What did you spot?
Balloons.
It'll be hard to see, but there's a bouquet of balloons in the water. So we love balloons. We always celebrate birthdays with balloons, but they should never, ever, ever be released into the sky because they end up in our ocean and they never biodegrade, ever. So we're gonna go try, we're gonna go try and pick it up, enjoy balloons, but then dispose of them properly. Are you ready?
I don't know if
How are we doing?
Do you want a hand?
I don't know.
We're good, go straight. You got it. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, I wasn't filming, I was busy helping you. Good job, buddy. You got it. What have we got here? Smiley face. Okay.
Tommy, good job, man.
Yeah, you rocked at that. No drama.
And I went like, whoa, whoa.
Oh, here they are.
Our good friend Hannah Burton from the Melbourne Zoo will be very happy about this. She actually just made a post that a law was changed in, I don't know if it was all of Australia or just Victoria, that it's illegal to release balloons.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's an accident, right? Not every time a balloon gets released is on purpose, but I also know some people do it intentionally. Look, 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 look! What's happening? Where are we going? Where are you taking us? is the wrong way. What's happening? We want to go over there.
Doing some zigzags. Look at the
Ah! What's happening? What's it doing?
It's overcompensating. Okay, I think I've got it on too sensitive of a setting, so I'll change it. So we just turned our autopilot on for the very first time, and I'm just playing with sensitivity settings for the rudder and the sea state, and I think we're back on course now.
Two things. Number one, Mick just went to go check the bilge. Number two, our autopilot's working, and I'm sitting here feeling like a real cruiser. I was just reading my book, and the boat's just going where it should go. But I am anxiously awaiting to see what the outcome of the bilge is. How did it go in the bilge?
It's dry!
Is it really?
It's dry! Yeah!
Is it really totally
Yeah, we're
dry?
going this way. I'm not even steering, and there's no water in the boat.
You really fixed it?
Well, I just tighten it.
That's
yeah,
all it took? Great though.
yeah.
Good job.
We're going that way. I'm not even steering.
I know.
Wow, that's 2 wins. Boom.
Woo! We did it.
Wow, this is awesome.
Woohoo! Who's steering this thing?
Auto helm, 5,000. Yeah.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm
Win.
letting it go.
We'll get this side loosened up.
Spend
Tacking! No, everything happens really quickly.
Not this kind of wind.
one stop now.
How's it going?
Make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down.
We made it to Texada.
We sure did. Oh, mate, my hat.
That's a good hat. We had an interesting anchoring experience. I stopped filming anchoring today for the first time because it's been kind of boring. And then, I don't know, there was a noise. It definitely sounded like something dragging against rocks. And Texada is all rock, so I imagine this is a rock bottom. But we don't know if it was just our chain settling over the rocks or if our anchor was dragging over the rocks. It's hard to know.
Yeah, we did pop it in reverse like 3 or 4 times. And each time the boat hit a point, but there was a little bit of noise involved, a bit of grinding. I'm hoping it was just, like, it's impossible almost to drop the anchor and then get the chain perfectly straight. There's always going to be a little bit here and then maybe a wiggle and a little bit here. And it could have just been at tightening because we were given it because we wanted to make sure we were stuck.
We've never anchored on rocks. It's always
No.
been mud.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty pleased.
yeah, I think it'll be okay. We just need to have half an ear out listening tonight because those are some not so friendly looking rocks behind us.
Jaggeds everywhere.
And the wind is going to be coming from that direction so that is behind us. Push him, guys. Push him.
Push him.
Oh, he's gone.
Should I do it?
Oh, yeah. No problem. Don't overthink it. Just do it.
I'm still alive.
Woo!